Hey everybody, this is the fashionista, Merrick Brave, and you're listening to the Slam Fam Wrestling Network. Welcome to the family.
Welcome to the SCW The Harvest 2 Preview Show, Hawkamania 5 Super Kickoff Post-Game Show. I am your host, the 7-star mind of the Slam Fam Wrestling Network, Alex McCarthy, and I am joined live right here in McCarthy Adele Square Gardens by the man who counts 3, Jon G. John, how's that love seat feeling?
It's worn in. It's definitely comfortable.
Yeah.
It's not broken down.
Right.
It's worn in. Did you say post game show?
Sure.
Post game.
Yeah.
What game do we have?
I mean, before
who's playing games at Hawkamania?
The Hawkeyes played a great game where they won 33-7 against Northern Illinois University.
And that happened at Hawkamania?
I mean, we watched it at Hawkamania.
Just because you watched it at Hawkamania doesn't mean it happened at Hawkamania. No one was playing games at Hawkamania.
Absolutely.
Hawkamania is where people come to smack each other in the face and accent their words with smacks.
Absolutely, John. Absolutely. It was a night of hard-hitting, live rounds, great action. Let's get right into it. Let's just jump right in. So it started with the Shug.
It started off with a nice little promo, I guess is what they like to call those. A little declaration of his new title as SCWPro champion. Yes, he has the big red belt. I think it was actually the first time he'd ever addressed the Hawkamania crowd at Wildwood.
He said it was his first time being at Wildwood ever.
Yeah.
He'd never even been there before.
Yeah, so he needed to make certain that his presence was known as the undisputed top guy.
Absolutely.
And that claim was disputed shortly thereafter.
It sure was. Xander Killen came out, answered the open challenge. Xander Killen basically said, I've already been QC Cup holder. I've already been tag team champion. He held the tag team titles for 364 days, which is quite the feat, especially if you consider how competitive the tag team division is and always has been in SCW Pro. And he basically said he wanted the big red belt. He basically implied that the Shug should have stayed retired.
He actually did say that. He said...
You're right, he didn't imply it.
He didn't imply it. No, he outright
no implications,
said it.
Right.
He said, you came out of retirement and took that opportunity away from me and all the other guys in the locker room, all the other guys on the roster. And he also then stated that a number of the guys on the roster have gotten a chance at that belt, and he hasn't, considering the accolades that he's accomplished with SCW Pro after graduating from Black and the Brave. Which
yes.
You did name them off, but he's a 2-time QC Cup holder. He lost it and then got it back, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't recall that.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying.
I believe he beat Rosahas Resnick for it in a 4-way, and then Joe Acer won it in a 4-way that he was also in.
I think somewhere along there he
lost it.
Acer
lost it to Manders and got it back.
That definitely did happen.
Yeah, I don't believe Killen's held it twice.
Well,
I could be wrong. It wouldn't be the first time.
Won't be the last. But nonetheless...
it might.
And they couldn't just discuss things, could they?
No.
They couldn't just talk it through. Got a little heated. The security staff and ref crew, we had to go in to try to cool things down, let cooler heads prevail. It looked like it was about ready to be that way when Killen gave the champ a boot for his trouble.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, gave him a stomp.
Yes, and it set up our big main event that night.
ended up being a large main event that night. Yes,
Very big, very big.
We'll
very
get back
large.
to that in a little bit.
We're going to talk about that later. First match we had, the gifted Chase Holiday took on Travis Titan. Boy, Travis Titan has been on fire on Twitter lately, talking about future SCW Pro title reigns. He's getting in. He's tweeting at Mason Beck. He's got no fear. Maybe more guts than brains. I don't know about that.
I don't know. You were at Anniversary. You saw what he did in that main event. He can back it up.
Yeah, he's definitely.
He should be riding high right now after proving what he can do in the ring. It's easy to spout off to Mason Beck from your keyboard, though.
Sure is.
So I will.
Sure is. I don't think it's hard to argue that Travis Titan, one of the top 5 contenders for the SCW Pro Championship, probably in the 2 or 3 spot from my perspective. I mean, if we ever did like the old PWI rankings, I think he'd be in the 2 or 3 spot.
Yeah.
I think so.
Top 5.
Top
easily.
5 for sure.
Top 5 easily.
Top 5 for sure.
I did make the joke just a second ago about it's easy to poke the bear from your keyboard with Mason Beck. But if you actually do go to your Googler and you type in Mason Beck and Travis Titan, and you will get a nice match.
Oh yeah,
comes right up. First thing you see.
Yes.
You enter their 2 names. So Titan can be boastful, I think, when it comes down to.
Yeah, but he backs it up.
That's what if anybody can talk smack to Mason Beck,
it's Travis Titan.
Yeah,
sure.
Go watch that match, and it makes sense.
All right, and Travis Titan picked up the victory over Chase Holiday. Chase Holiday maybe feeling a little lost without the unity of the Revolution, maybe feeling a little lost without the guidance of Knight Wagner, and but I think Chase has got a lot of potential. Chase really impressed me in this match. It was by no means a quick and easy victory for Titan. I was very impressed by some of the antics of Chase Holiday, but ultimately it was the Titan's cross that put him away. He locked it in.
Oh yeah, it's hard for anyone to take that move for too long, let alone when you get caught in it in the middle of the ring.
Yep.
It must be like being in the desert without a glass of water.
I would imagine so.
Yeah. There's no rope. There's no brake.
No hope.
Yeah.
No rope, no hope.
Yeah. There you go.
But,
make that lucha libre. Make that shirt.
No rope, no hope.
And Titan with somebody in a crossface.
I like it. Send us a free one. We'll share it.
Put 2 head holes in it. It'll be a Siamese T-shirt.
All right, John. Next up, we had the 2-time reigning and defending SCW Pro Tag Team Champions, JT Energy, Jah-C.
Jah-C!
I've never seen the dance that goes with it before. You probably do that every time you sing it, too. Wow, I am so impressed. I wish this was on Periscope.
That's me misty myself.
Jon G's got a whole Vicious and Delicious deal. But Vicious and Delicious were out talking some trash. They were talking.
Didn't even have a match.
They didn't have a match.
Didn't even have a match. Just decided to come out, take a dump on the SCW Pro fans.
Yeah.
Like they like to do. Just came out to just take a dump on everybody and say, look who's got the belts, and we don't have a match tonight, and it's Wildwood, and it wouldn't be Wildwood unless Jah-C got to say a lot of words into this microphone really loud and make your ears hurt. Am I wrong? Is that kind of... That's pretty much...
Pretty much what happens.
We wanted to come out here, cover ourselves in... Coconut oil. Coconut oil.
I read that's poison.
Fine lotions and essential oils, and if you will, and cover themselves head to toe, do some flexing, and boy, they were running their mouths.
They sure were.
In the direction of the commentary table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Valentina Loca was there
at the commentary table.
Yeah. And it ended up that she got a little backup from former SCW Pro Champion, the man known, and his name is Matt Mayday, but you know him as your hip shaking hero, your friendly neighborhood, your phallic phenom, your friendly neighborhood pelvic thruster, Crotch. I never do that because he likes to say it himself. The old guy used to say that.
For those of you at home, there's like 40 little kids doing the crotch.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
They just appear. The moment you say that.
There are not 40 little kids in my living room.
The moment you say that promo, they just arrive.
Yeah, Jon G is doing the pelvic thrust on my love seat, though. And anyways, great match. Non-title match, non-title bout.
Non-title bout.
Very important to get that point across, but we saw.
It was an interesting match. Jah-C and JT really committed to trying to get Valentina to tap.
Yeah.
They really attempted to submit her.
Yeah, JT using the bear hug, which is not traditionally a move in that arsenal. But I think it's one that, most guys kind of learn in wrestling training, and you don't really pull it out unless you have a distinct size advantage. You're not gonna see JT Energy pull that out on Mason Beck or King Steven Youngblood or Johnny Wisdom or Steve Manders.
But you might see it if on a matchup like, say, Travis Titan and JT. Maybe if he could get him down on the mat, not a standing bear hug, but I could see him maybe pulling the bear hug if it's a hold like in place of a headlock. If you can't get a headlock on.
Yeah, that's interesting. But it's definitely a move that guys like to pull out that wrestlers like to pull out when there is a distinct size advantage.
It didn't work out that well.
It didn't. No. Ultimately, Crotch and Loca got the upset. I'd call it an upset victory. Well, no, I wouldn't even.
No.
Although I will say,
how many times has Crotch held those belts?
Several times. But I will say,
how many times has Loca held those belts?
She had them in her hands for a minute, for a hot second, and then she got it ripped away from her.
Yeah,
but I will say that
sad news.
It was.
No sad.
It was that Larry Lemons is a jerk.
Yeah,
we'll talk more about that later.
When life gives you Larry Lemons.
Oh, there is no aid. Anyways, Crotch, I think I was counting in the last 12 months. This was Crotch's either fourth or fifth different partner against Vicious and Delicious. You had Bobby Dahl, Billy Gunn, Jared Thumb, Valentina Loca. I feel like I'm missing one.
Hey, CSI Miami. How don't you slow down? I don't think there's a whole lot of breadcrumbs you're chasing down here.
No, I think Crotch is determined to capture those tag team championships again, and he's looking for the right partner.
Or is he just determined to punch them every opportunity he can? And it doesn't matter to him whether he wins or not. Well, I think when it comes down to it, dropping a crotch rocket, a couple Bronco busters, and giving him the sweet 10 punches in the corner.
Yeah.
Any chance he gets to do that to either JT or Jah-C, he takes the opportunity. I don't think it's about winning the belts. I think it's just about beating up these two guys. That's my CSI Miami crime scene investigation.
Well, maybe I'm CSI LA and I've got a different lead.
Yeah, easy Sherlock. I think you're thinking it's you're writing poetry here, and I think it's just straight up dirty jokes. All right.
Fair enough. All right, John. All right, next up, we had the Dirty South Boricua, Joe Acer, take on Straight Rida, Shane Bender.
They had met before at Hawkamania.
They had met at Hawkamania, I believe, as part of the Best of Black and Brave tournament, round one.
On the nose.
Yes, and that was Hawkamania 3, night one of the Best of Black and Brave tournament. Great match. Joe Acer, say what you want about Joe Acer, and I have. I've said a lot about Joe Acer. Some of it on this podcast.
Wow.
Wow, guys. He was the final man eliminated from that 5-on-5 elimination tornado tag, no DQ,
barely
war match.
Barely eliminated.
Barely eliminated at the 15th anniversary. And Shane Bender impressed a lot of people that night too. Regal told him to make a name for himself and
make a name for yourself, kid.
Make yourself a legend, and he had Frog Splash and.
Yeah, I think he said make a name for yourself.
Make yourself famous, kid, something like that. That's what it was. But Shane Bender not famous for at least winning at Hawkamania this time around. Joe Acer picked up the victory, and
I think anybody that's a part of the SCWPro faithful,
yeah,
you know who you guys are.
Faithful.
All 20 of you to get the download, whether you like it or not. Thank you, pals.
You're killing me, John.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
Thank you, absolutely.
You make it all worthwhile.
Yes.
All 19 and a half of you. I don't think any of them are surprised to hear that Joe Acer won. Because he is a hot knife, and this roster is butter.
Yeah.
And even when he wasn't winning, and he was still taking out his frustrations after the match, like I've said before, and I'll say again, even when that guy doesn't win, he still wins because he's always leaving the ring on his own terms. Absolutely. I don't think he's ever found a moment where he hasn't felt comfortable raising his own hand. And why does he need to have somebody else raise his hand? Why does he need to have that? He doesn't.
It's a great point, John.
I feel bad for Shane Bender, though. That guy's been having a rough couple of months.
He really has. He had his partner, Robin Steele, call it quits with him. He
moved on to a different relationship right there in front of him.
Yeah.
Like, Steele didn't go on his own for a little while. He just went from one thing to the next.
Right.
Wow.
Right. Nobody likes that. Everybody's
nobody likes seeing that.
A lot of people, most people, I think, have been in that situation where you have that relationship and then they just move right on to somebody else.
Wow.
And that just twists the knife.
Yeah.
So Shane Bender, but he still has a smile on his face.
Yeah.
Still shows up with a smile on his face. Still shows up ready to fight. Loves flying around that ring, and he gave Joe Acer one hell of a fight. And I think if they had another fight in the near future, the roles could be reversed.
No, I get John Claude.
All right.
Yeah, I said it.
All right, John. All right. Would you put Acer in that top 5 rankings for a future title shot?
I would put him in the number 1 contendership after Mason Beck.
After Mason Beck.
Well, I mean, Mason Beck can cut to the front of the line wherever he wants.
Well, he's got the
rematch
clause.
Yeah.
Mason Beck's got the rematch clause. And
but if you remember, if I had to just go off of the roster right now, I would think that and I'm guys, this is just me speculating. This isn't the SCWPro offices.
We're not on the championship committee.
This isn't some kind of booking committee thing
Nope.
where I'm trying to sneak to see how you guys feel about it. This is me saying my opinion. But I would think that to name a number 1 contender, if I were commissioner, I would want to see Joe and Titan have either one more match or a best of 3 series.
Ooh.
Because they are the top 2 when it comes down to it, and I think that they both have had similar accomplishments, and that Titan he fought favorably against Beck. Acer fought favorably against Shane Hollister.
The last 2 men to have their hands held high in the call ballroom.
That's right. When it comes down to it, I think it's that they're traveling down the same path in 2 different lanes. And so I would want to see.
But eventually, that's going to turn into a
right.
1 lane, and it's going to have to explode.
And exactly, but I would think that. So I did say I would say he's maybe number 1, but 1.5 or I think
1A, 1B.
1A, 1B. Yeah, it's like I would want to see the 2 of them to decide that.
Yeah.
Like I said though, we all know who can cut to the front of the line.
Yeah, maybe it'd be crazy. Fatal 4-way.
With the 4 of them?
Yes. Hollister, Beck, Acer, and Titan.
Why stop there, man? Just put the whole roster in. Why don't you?
All right, okay, John.
Let's just go the lumberjack it. We'll put the 4 of them in a fatal 4-way.
Yeah.
The whole rest of the roster
a lumberjack
on the outside.
Fatal 4-way.
A lumberjack fatal 4. Get in there.
Come on.
Get in there.
Come on.
Tornado your way around the inside. Yeah, with a cage and ladders. How's that?
Sure.
TLC fatal 4-way lumberjack.
That sounds like it would be a huge affair, John. Speaking of huge affairs, after this match, Merrick Brave got on the microphone and made a huge announcement.
He did.
For October 27th, Hawkamania 6, Field of Screams, special guest MC, former Iowa Hawkeye, former Indianapolis Colt, Pat Angerer.
Your services will no longer be required.
Maybe that may be true. I'll be happy. I was drinking those Wilson Orchard Cherry Crush ciders at Wildwood in Iowa City, and they were delicious. I would gladly sit back with my beautiful wife and watch the show as a fan. If Pat Angerer wants to be the ring announcer, if he wants to do commentary, whatever he wants to do, he's Pat freaking Angerer.
That's
John.
right.
He is a star. He is a big deal in Iowa City. I can't wait to meet him.
I don't know what his MC skills are, because he's his impact on the world has been a little bit more physical, if you will.
Absolutely.
So I would say, maybe
he
he
doesn't
will
have
be
to.
suited for that type of position.
He doesn't have to tackle me to get the MC position.
Yeah.
I'm welcoming him. I can't wait to meet him. I think it's going to be awesome to have him there.
Yeah, he was really excited about it too.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
When Coach Brave mentioned him, his enthusiasm after the announcement at Hawkamania and the text exchange the two of them had, I could tell. Like,
I was sitting right
Pat
next.
was already printing posters, and he was getting ready to go hang them up at some establishments.
I was sitting right next to Brave when Pat was sending him those text messages, and he kind of elbowed me. He's like, "Look at this, Pat Angerer." I was like, "That's awesome!" I'm so excited to meet Pat Angerer. What a big star! What a great opportunity for SCW Pro. And next up, we're going to talk about a hard-hitting match. Two of my favorite guys on the SCW roster. Two of the hardest-hitting guys on the SCW roster. I said it on commentary. I would not want to take a chop from either one of these guys. I would not want to take a punch from either one of these guys. They are two of the toughest in SCW Pro. I'm talking about Johnny Wisdom and Dante Leone. And, if you think styles-wise, you look at the tail of the tape, you think Johnny Wisdom's a power guy, he's a striker, he's got that strong style. Dante Leone, a lot of people write him off as a high flyer, I think. They forget how hard he hits. I've always said, if you're asking me who are some of the best pure strikers, just take everything else out of the equation. Two of the best pure strikers in SCW Pro. And you know what? I'm going to pull the curtain back right here, right now. These are two of my favorite wrestlers to watch on the SCW Pro roster. Absolutely.
There's the curtain back.
I kid you not. These are two of my favorite guys to watch. I may not like Johnny Wisdom as a person, but I love watching him in the ring. Dante Leone, quiet guy, hard hitting. He lets his work in the ring speak for itself. What an awesome match. And it ended. They were almost equally matched in the hard hitting department. Almost equally matched in the strike department.
And I've said it before too about Dante. When it comes down to it, he knows how to ground and pound. He knows how to get both feet on the ground and stay square. And I think that's something that's lost because he has kicks in his repertoire.
Because he's also one of the best high flyers in the roster.
I don't think there's anybody else on the roster who has got as strong a center of balance and capable of doing those springboard moves that he does. I think his center of balance is great. He almost always is walking halfway out across the ropes to get a maneuver in place for one of his matches.
Yeah.
And you're right. When it comes down to it, Johnny is a hard hitter himself too, and I can see that he also has been getting faster and faster. So you've got Johnny having hard hitting, his speed involved. You've got Dante, his combination of being able to be effective on and off the ground, turn this match into something that was, something to behold. I believe it was either a second turnbuckle or a top rope cutter. Is what
I believe it's a
ended
second rope cutter that ended it. And Johnny Wisdom, I don't know what it is. I think something's lit a fire under his ass ever since. And to me, I pinpoint it to when a couple things happened. Mark Storm left.
I can see clearly now. Mark Storm is gone.
Mark Storm left.
Dude, I told you what was going to happen the next time you said Mark Storm's name on this
Shane
podcast.
Hollister came back.
I swear to God, I'm coming right over there.
And he said, I want to fight. I want to take my spot back. I think he kind of realized that he was waiting for someone to hand him the spot or do it for him. And he's just like, I'm just going to beat the crap out of somebody and take my spot back. And I think it might be working.
Yeah.
But he was not the victor. But we're seeing a whole new, rougher, meaner, nastier side of Johnny Wisdom. Go ahead, Johnny.
You're absolutely correct.
I can tell you're going to say something.
I think that one of my favorite matches, or something, pull the curtain back. A match I enjoyed recently was that Hollister Wisdom matchup from a few months back.
The 2 out of 3 falls.
2 out of 3 falls.
I actually went up to Johnny afterwards, and I said that was one of my favorite matches I ever called, and then he started to swing at me, and so I ran to the opposite end of the locker room.
Because you have wisdom.
I'm a 7-star mind.
You're about ready to get a little bit more wisdom.
Anyways.
So that's that second rope cutter, but that was all it took for Dante to have his hand raised high over the ring.
I want to see these two fight again. I hope this is not the end of this feud. I want to see these two beat the crap out of each other.
I think we've seen them before.
I think we have too. We definitely have. I'm saying I want to see it again.
Under the tutelage of Mark Storm.
Yes. And a lot has changed since then.
Mark
Johnny
Sprinkles.
Wisdom is not the same Johnny Wisdom as he was a year ago.
Under the tutelage of Mark Sprinkles.
Anyways, I want to talk about the next match.
What match was that?
Dion Roosman and Robin Steele taking on the team of the Lucha. The Lucha Legend.
That's my impersonation of you guys.
The Lucha Legend, Latin Thunder, and Corn Boy and the Corn Boy, Elote.
Thunder.
That's not. No, that's wrong.
Thunder.
All right, John, we got it. John, we gotta.
Thunder.
We gotta get it under control, man.
It was great. It was a great matchup, and it had some of the highest spots I think we've seen in Wildwood since there were ladders introduced.
This is what I want to talk about real quick. Corn Boy brought a damn can of corn to the ring.
Did I not say high spots?
You did.
What do you think I was talking about? I was talking about corn in Iowa. That's a high spot.
No. But he had canned corn.
Yeah.
I never saw him with canned corn before. I've seen him with the sweet corn, with the ears of corn. He brought canned corn.
He's industrious.
Okay.
It's not hard to can at home.
Man.
Google it.
Anyways, how about the moment of the match? The shining moment of the match for me. Dion Roosman diving over the top rope, running from the stage, diving over the top rope, and hitting Corn Boy. Spear. Yeah.
Spear.
And this might have been kind of the resurgence that Dion and Robin needed after being on the losing end in the 10-man war. I think they put themselves back on the map after this one.
And I think that there's something also, the 10-man war, what's left over from the Revolution, those two do clearly still have one another.
Yes.
So that allegiance is still, because I'm not sure where parts are. I don't know where things fell.
I don't know.
I think Manders and Titan are as cool as they ever were with each other.
Right.
You know, I think Sage, Dante, Shane. I think the five guys on that side of the aisle.
Yeah.
You know, the relationships are as strong and as good as ever.
You think there might be some dissension?
I don't know. I don't know if there's any indication with the intros. We're not seeing them pal around as much.
I noticed a change in the locker room.
A couple of different intro music. It's a slight change.
Some of the guys went back to their old intro music.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Xander came out on his own and threatened Suge.
Yeah.
That pack of wild dogs would have come out all five together and gone at him rabid.
But maybe this is what these guys need. These guys need to find their own footing. They need to establish themselves on their own.
Do some spears off the stage, Wildwood, against somebody who's propped up on the top rope. Yep, that's the thing, is you have to realize he plucked him off of a seated position on the turnbuckle when he hit that spear.
Yeah.
I think that's
huge.
Yeah, it looked painful.
It absolutely did. All right, next match I want to talk about for the QC Cup. We had Braden McBride with Miss Olivia defending the cup against Wildwood's own, the former Iowa Hawkeye, Steve Manders.
He works there on Sundays.
He does not.
He's Wildwood's very own.
He does not.
He fixes the mechanical bull.
There's no mechanical bull,
No, there
John.
is.
There?
Yeah.
I didn't see
That's
it.
usually what's in the spot where the ring is. I'm not
Oh,
kidding.
really? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
There's a legitimate mechanical bull.
Okay.
It's in the trailer out in the parking lot. Her name's like Lucy or something. Yeah.
All right.
Manders tinkers under her udders.
He does not.
Ah.
He does not. John, you're pulling my leg.
I don't know. He's a grease monkey.
Great.
Got to make ends meet somehow.
Great match. Different than any other match we've seen between these two before. Hard hitting.
Yeah, I
Go
was
ahead and
the
give me
official
your
on
thoughts
that
on the
one.
match. Yeah, you were the official.
There was a couple of shots that had me genuinely concerned. Death Valley Driver into the turnbuckle.
Yeah, that was. I asked Margaret if she got a video of that one, and she goes, "What's a Death Valley Driver?" But
Hey, you told her she needed an attitude adjustment because she's asking her what a Death Valley Driver was.
It was.
Did you throw up on your shoulders and show her?
I did not.
Okay. I thought he was going for.
We thought Mary Brave thought he was going for the Kinnick Stadium Stampede.
I thought he was going for the Kinnick Stadium Stampede also, and then Manders just dropped McBride on his neck.
That just shows like
if McBride said, "I'm good, ref. Let's keep going." If you watch the video, he's face down on the ground, but he's, "I'm good, ref. Let's keep going." Like McBride has the heart of a champion.
I don't know.
You can drop that guy on his neck. You know what he'll say?
Yeah.
Yeah, ref. I'm good. Let's keep going. That's what he says.
Yeah, and until things weren't going his way, he went for that OG knee. He didn't hit it. He got the cup involved, and he retained by disqualification.
I'm not going to let a man strike another man with a foreign object, and then strip the title. I mean,
you don't have the authority to strip anybody of the title.
I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to step outside of my purview, and that's the reason why the next time these two meet in
Hawkamania 6, Field of Screams, October 27th.
You heard the man. It's a no DQ match.
I don't know. I just wish there were so many people there that would have wanted to see the Hawkeye pick up the victory, John. And because you know Steve Manders pretty well.
Been watching him lose for years now.
Watching
him lose. Guy can take a loss.
He won the match.
Guy can take a loss.
He's undefeated at Wildwood.
For those of you at home, I'm squinting and tipping my head sideways.
He is undefeated at Wildwood, John. He's never been pinned or made to submit at Wildwood, John. Never. I take that back. I think he was pinned in a 2 out of 3 falls match against Joe Acer, but it was not the deciding fall.
There you go.
So he's never been pinned or made to submit in a deciding fall in Wildwood, and now I've got a lot of qualifiers.
There's a lot of asterisks. Yes, it says.
My point is, the Hawkeye won. He beat Braden McBride. He's getting another shot at Field of Screams in a no DQ match. What kind of brutality is that going to bring out? What kind of wildness is that going to bring out of these guys?
You know, I'd like to make some jokes at Manders' expense here, and say,
I know you would.
That he's going to he needs rules to survive. I mean, that guy he's a goody two shoes, white bread, takes his vitamins, says his prayers sort of guy, where he just wants to.
You saw him in the 10-man war. You were there.
Do you mean when he's counting them lights?
Before that.
Oh, when he was swearing in front of the children.
What?
When he was swearing in front of the children.
Okay, if you're in a match where the ring's being torn apart and there's tables and ladders and
Watch your mouth.
chairs.
Watch your mouth. There are kids around.
You're not going to let something slip?
Well, I'm just saying. He's swearing in front of the kids and then counting lights. He's not a good role model. And that's fine. That's fine. But
I'm so tired of this.
So
you don't give Manders a fair shake. You wear the black and white stripes that you're wearing right now in this room. You're wearing those black and white stripes. You're supposed to be impartial. You're supposed to be unbiased.
That's what this is. For the most right down
part,
the middle.
For the most part, you are. But you're out here. You're playing spin doctor like Mark Storm used to do about Steve Manders, and it makes me sick, John.
My God, what are you talking about? All I am is just calling it down the middle on Manders.
I'm
calling it down the middle.
I'm not asking you to wear a black and gold jersey. I'm not asking you to be biased in favor of Manders. I'm just saying, you have to admit, he's one of the hardest working guys. He's one of the nicest guys. He is willing to fight. He's willing to do whatever it takes to win.
But you're cool about this. And part of this is annoying me is the moment we start talking about a championship or a title that you don't personally like the champion, it's all about the person that's challenging them. It's all about how hard Manders works. Oh, he works so hard.
Braden McBride's tougher than I give him credit for.
He's going to get that cup back. He's going to get his cup back. It's not his cup. There's no getting it back. It belongs to somebody else. You're undercutting the sitting, undisputed champion right now.
Undisputed because he waffled somebody in the head with his cup.
It's undisputed. You're trying to dispute it. Look at you casting gray facts on a black and white situation.
I'm talking about a black and gold situation, which is when Manders is going to capture that cup back on October 27th in a no DQ match.
Swarm!
Because he's not going to be able to hit him with a cup. Or
Yeah.
he can hit him with a cup. But Manders can take a hit with the cup. He was still ready to fight, John.
Oh, he looked pretty bad.
He would have kept going. He wasn't going to give up.
Did you see that eye? Oh, that eye got busted up.
He wasn't going to give up, John.
No, he wasn't. He said he said he could go again. I was like, it's over. He won it. You know.
That's not how he wanted to win, and you know that.
But it didn't matter. It was over. He won it. He won because he always wins at Hawkamania. We're all happy for Steve Manders.
I'm not happy.
Everybody's happy for Steve Manders. Very proud of you.
I was pretty disappointed. I wanted to see him win the cup back. But
I'm gonna pop some tags. Only got $20 in my pocket.
Braden McBride gets to keep shining that cup a little longer.
Nah, he doesn't. Yeah, I talked to him recently. He doesn't actually shine it.
Miss Olivia probably does.
It's a part of her responsibilities.
Let's talk about the main event. It was Xander Killen challenging Shane Hollister
Yeah,
for the SCWPro Championship.
I was looking forward to this match.
You want to talk?
I've said it before,
Go ahead.
and I might have said it on the podcast, but I've said it before. Nothing. Again, I'm going to do exactly what I gave you a hard time for in the last one. Shane Hollister has been one of my all-time favorite SCWPro champions. In the time that I've been involved in the organization and been coming to the shows, been involved, got to see what's going on, loved it when Suge is the champ. The locker room has a different feel to it. He has an excitement for wrestling. It's infectious. He's got a history that streams beyond the current Black and Brave. He's connective tissue between the old and the new. I think him having been a coach in the first for the first class also helps quite a bit. You know, there's a history that comes with him.
Connection.
Mm-hmm. But Xander is hands down, in my opinion, the best of the Black and Brave.
And you know what? I will give you that he still has an argument for that claim. Honestly, obviously, we all remember who won that tournament. It was Connor Braxton.
But Killen was injured. He didn't compete.
Right. How can you be the best if you can't compete?
How can you be the best if you didn't beat Xander? That's what I want to say. How can you be the best?
Xander was already beat because he was hurt.
He beat himself.
Right. So, how can he compete? How can he call himself the best if he can't compete?
He didn't call himself the best. I called him the best.
Right, but he's not the best because he didn't win the tournament.
He's the best of Black and Brave.
He's not the best because he didn't win the tournament.
He's a great student.
I'm not arguing his ability. He's very good, but you can't call him the best. Connor Braxton's the best.
Okay. He won the Best of Black and Brave tournament.
Yes.
You're right.
That was for that accolade.
Hard
that was
hitting.
for those bragging rights. Xander Killen's hard hitting. He's hard working. He is conniving. I'll give him that. He's got a lot of accomplishments. QC Cup only once, I'm pretty sure. SCW Pro Tag Team Championships, 364 days.
That's a lot.
Member of the Revolution in the past. Part of that 10-man war. One of the final 3 combatants. I'm not taking away from his ability. I will not call him the best of Black and Brave because he did not win the tournament.
We can edit it out, though. We can edit it so you say Best of Black and Brave on the edit. We can do that.
John.
So, this main event.
This main event was awesome. It was incredible. But
you were calling it on the commentary.
I was calling it on the
What'd
commentary
What'd
table.
see happening?
I saw it was hard-hitting, back and forth, all over the ring, outside of the ring, fighting everywhere. And then Suge went for that super kick, and Xander Killen pulled Larry Lemons in the way. And then you came out.
Larry Lemon stepped into something that he no business.
Larry Lemons got pulled.
He's whatever. He stepped in the way of something he didn't. Whether he was pulled, moving there on his own, he took a step, he got kicked.
All I'm gonna say,
he was out. I was trying to help the situation the best I can. The crowd was going crazy. Things were out of control. Ultimately, he did wake up.
Yeah.
and declared a DQ
You're right.
on Shane Hollister for kicking him. He didn't have the vantage point that I had.
Sure.
It was an accident.
Right.
Hollister did not intend to kick Larry.
No, Xander Killen pulled him in the way. Hey,
Whatever.
wait, stop right there.
Apple. This is oranges and tangerines.
Stop right there. If that was Larry Lemons' fault, you need to reevaluate him as a referee.
Oh.
Because there's no way, if you see Shane Hollister going for a super kick, that your instinct is, I think I'm going to step in front of him now. No flipping way. If he's that dumb, he should not be refereeing our matches, and that's on you as the senior official.
Larry was thinking, I wonder if Suge's foot's larger than my face. It was the only way.
Either way, Merrick Brave did the right thing, restarted the match, no DQ. We saw some chairs involved. We saw a super kick to Larry Lemons, which was your favorite part.
Well, it proved a point that I don't know if maybe it was lost in the crowd.
Do you consider Larry Lemons the worst referee you've ever had in your referee roster?
No. Thank you for asking.
Keep going.
So, yes, the first kick was an accident. I don't know if you heard Suge say it or not. But after
the
second one, he said that was not an accident.
Right.
Good thing there was another referee nearby.
Yeah, it's a good thing you were there.
Yeah.
Ultimately, Suge retained his title.
DDT on the chair.
Yes, DDT on the chair.
Like it was 2006. Oh God! Head first, right on the chair. Oh my God!
Either way, John, Suge retained his title. It was great to see. And that's kind of we went 40 minutes talking about Hawkamania 5 Super Kickoff. It was a great show.
Jam-packed.
If you couldn't be there, make sure as soon as the DVD is available, you purchase that DVD at the merchandise table. Go see Margaret. But now we need to talk about the Harvest 2.
Right.
SCWPro The Harvest 2.
One match.
Dubuque, Iowa, 781 Locust Street. 6:30 doors, 7 o'clock bell. Don't be confused by that 8 o'clock bell time we had last weekend. That was just for the Hawkeye game.
You're confusing that.
In Iowa City. 6:30 doors, 7 o'clock bell. 6:30 doors, 7 o'clock bell. $10 at the door. And we've got one match to talk about, but it's huge.
The Harvest 2.
The Harvest 2 for the SCWPro Tag Team Championships. JT Energy and Jah-C defend their titles against Rahne Victoria, Dubuque's own, and Valentina Loca, Albuquerque's own, and they both end in QUE, so basically the same city. We claim them as our sister city. We really don't. But I love Albuquerque. I love Dubuque. I love Rahne Victoria. I love Valentina Loca. And I can't wait to see a wrong righted, because another example of Larry Lemons turning his lemonade into hot lemon tea.
It's not Albuquerque?
Shh. Larry Lemons turning his lemonade into hot lemon tea, losing his cool. The tea kettle was boiling. Larry Lemons, unfair DQ against Rahne Victoria and Valentina Loca, and reversed the decision.
I got to get the shovel out and try to get you dug out of this hole that we just buried you in, man. I'm so sorry.
Go ahead, John. Go ahead and try.
Well, you know what? It's real easy for you to sit over there in your three-piece suit.
Thank you for noticing.
Talking on your microphone, standing there with your pinky ring.
I don't have a
fancy-ass pinky ring, talking about how this and that, and here are my designer glasses, and you've never been in the middle of a match calling this, watching people hit each other and cause genuine damage while also trying to get them to adhere to the rules. Make sure that it's a contest where people are violent, but you have to make sure they're also safe. You have been up against those pressures, and when you sign on for those and you are in charge of that match, you don't necessarily want to relinquish that control. So somehow Larry gets another super kick, all right? How is this guy's fault? I don't know. I think his face is a magnet for him. This is 2 super kicks.
That's right, it was a super kick.
It was a super kick to Larry's face.
And I think that has a lot to do with the fact that Jah-C and JT underestimated Valentina and Rahne.
Well,
how can you argue with that, John?
The only other argument is that Larry is a magnet for super kicks.
That doesn't really make sense.
It's a pattern.
I think
I'm just saying, like,
check our YouTube channel later this week for Jon G.
The science
Explaining
of
the
Larry
science of super kick face magnets. That's
The science of Larry
gonna
Lemon.
that's gonna be our first YouTube series. Science with Jon G.
That was a heck of a match. Though,
It was.
That was
It
It
was.
was a great tag team match.
And I'm gonna be honest, John. I'm always honest.
The challengers were incredible.
They were. I feel like I underestimated them a little bit.
Yeah.
And
Like I said, you're calling things from your 3-piece suit.
It's real easy for me to call things from the commentary table, and
In your air conditioned with your soda.
I mean the whole building. I don't drink soda anymore.
with your soda, with your hard bitter cider.
It's not bitter. It's sweet, like me. And anyways,
Yeah.
John.
Count
So
your
we get the
box
big
money.
rematch, the big huge rematch in the Joliet Event Center in Dubuque.
Yeah.
The main event
Totally.
for the tag team championships. What is your prediction?
Champions retain.
Give me your logic. Give me your thoughts.
By hook or crook, we have seen your two-time. Let's count it.
1, 2.
That's right. Two-time tag team champions figure out how to leave every building they enter holding those belts. Do you remember the last time those things were wrenched from their hands?
TLC match, wasn't it?
Actually, these belts have never been wrenched from their hands. This
What?
is they've never lost these red belts.
Oh, they. Oh. Well,
We have it for-
actually, they were pinned by either Valentina Loca or Rahne Victoria.
With a wicked spine
In
buster,
Dubuque.
Rahne Victoria, wicked spine buster.
Yeah, they were pinned in Dubuque. You counted 3, and then your little junior official, Larry Lemons, reversed your decision.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. There we go again.
How do you allow that to happen?
Hey, I'm not the commissioner.
No,
I'm
but
not
you're the
commissioner.
senior official. He's your responsibility.
It's more like a supervisory
Did you
role.
train him?
I make the schedule. No, he's trained through the same functionality. I oversee ongoing training and give feedback. But no, I didn't train him. I'm not his Yoda. You're going uphill with this if you want to keep challenging on who trained Lemon. You're going uphill and you're not going to like what you find.
I don't want to know who trained Larry Lemons.
You don't want to get there.
All right, all I know is Larry Lemons better keep his cool if he's the referee of this match. I'm not about to see his bad officiating.
I
when
would,
you
I
make
would
the
hope
schedule,
with the main event in Dubuque, it would be this acting senior referee John Douglas.
oh, you're not going to be there.
No.
Wow. See, this is where you have to. The one time people expect you to be accountable for all these bad officiating decisions of Larry Lemons, and you're not even going to be there. You're going to leave John Douglas as the acting senior official.
He's the acting senior referee in Dubuque even when I'm there. That's
This is a complicated bureaucracy, John G.
I'm not the one that created the system. We're just living in the red tape that Sean Morrow's wrapped us in.
Fair enough.
Who is the person who upheld Larry Lemon's decision?
He did.
To remain the official in charge of that match, which I would. Let's say I get super kicked.
Yeah, it's
I'm
happened
gonna
before.
DQ it and just leave.
Fair enough.
I'm just gonna say, and would I get a reprimand from Commissioner Sean Morrow? Maybe, because he does not like sending people home with loose ends like DQs. But that also would get you in trouble with Coach Brave. He didn't want to have 2 matches going down that way at Hawkamania. So that's how come.
So if Braden McBride can't use a cup, and that DQ's fine. But when Larry Lemons gets kicked, it's just Larry Lemons.
It's
Why'd that one get reversed? Where's the consistency?
No, didn't you hear what Merrick Brave said? You were sitting next to him.
I was. He said, "Oh, because there was 2 in a row.
He
That
said not
one
gonna let
cancels
anybody-
out the other."
It's got to do with making certain that the SCWPro faithful get a night of entertainment, and we're not going to let people cut corners and end these matches early.
I feel like I'm being strangled in red tape, John. That being said, I predict new tag team champions. I believe that Valentina, Loca, and Reign Victoria's waist are going to be strangled by those SCWPro Big Red belts, and that will be exciting for me. I hope that the ladies pick up the victory.
Red and silver. Kick in the red and silver.
Red and silver, yeah, absolutely. Red and silver, Reign and Valentina. It's going to be a great night in Dubuque. I can't wait. 781 Locust Street, Dubuque, Iowa. John, we've gone a little overtime this week. It's always great having you here in the McCarthy Adele Square Garden studios. Why don't you go ahead and tell these fine folks where they can find you on social media? That's disgusting.
You may find me at The Real Jon G. 1, 2, 3. Don't put an H in my name, Alex. Where can we find you at on the internets?
You can find me at one.
It doesn't matter where we can find you.
You're never coming in my house again. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at OneRealSmartAlex. Go ahead and like that 7-Star Mind Alex McCarthy Facebook page. Go ahead and follow SCWPro. Real easy. All social media.
All of them.
At SCWPro.
That's simple.
Very simple.
Unless you want to buy tickets.
Then you go to www.scw-pro.com. Dash. Also, important information, follow Slam Fam. Like us on Facebook,
Welcome
Slam Fam Wrestling Network. Go ahead and follow us on Twitter at SlamFamRest, WREST. Go ahead and follow
Slam Fam Wrestling.
You're in high troll mode. Regal accused me of being on high troll mode on Off the Chest this week. And now this is you're getting his revenge, aren't you?
Hashtag all out.
Hashtag all out. Anyways, follow us on Instagram at Slam Fam Wrestling. Margaret had some great footage from Hawkamania 5 Super Kickoff on there. And thank you so much for being great listeners. Don't forget, this Saturday night, the Harvest 2, 6:30 doors, 7 o'clock bell, $10 at the door, 781 Locust Street, Dubuque, Iowa. The third stop on the end of summer party tour. You know what that means, John. We got to do this again next week.
Means the return of Timothy Regal.
We'll see you at the show.
So you can save someone else until you do. Well, here's to you. Was a train wreck last night. You were quite the sight. But if you ask my point of view, you have so much to do. Yourself so you can save someone else.